The inhuman horrors committed by the Nazis in the concentration camps of World War are unjustifiable and unforgivable. Medical experiments on prisoners, cruel treatment, hunger and cold in barracks, gas chambers. The Nazis who served in the camps only recognized themselves as a pure race and did not consider the prisoners as human beings. There were also women in the service of the Germans who treated the prisoners with even more indomitable cruelty and ferocity. One of them is Vera Salvequart. Friends, before the movie I ask you to subscribe to the channel, put a like and share this video with your friends. Thank you all very much. Vera was born in 1919 in Czechoslovakia, and that same year her family moved to Germany, which became her homeland. She graduated from college at the age of 20 and lived a quiet, peaceful life. The ideology of National Socialism, reigning in Germany, did not touch her. She did not join any youth ideological circles, and she did not think about the political situation in the country. But despite the fact that she wanted to stay away from the high-profile events taking place in Nazi Germany, in 1941 she was arrested. The reason for the arrest was the concealment of her lover, who was a Jew by nationality. The law of the Third Reich was categorically forbidden relationships with Jews, much less harboring them. Vera Salvequart was sentenced, and she was imprisoned for 10 months in the Flossenburg camp. At the end of the term, the girl got out of the camp, but not for long. She was arrested again and again for the same reason, harboring a Jew. The term of imprisonment increased, and Vera spent 2 years in captivity. The girl was released in 1944. There was not much time before the end of the war, but it was in these last months that the Nazis were particularly cruel. Vera came out after 2 terms in concentration camps, in which she spent almost 3 years, with undamaged health, unharmed and energetic. Only on the basis of these facts we can conclude that the girl in the camp did not live as badly as thousands of tortured prisoners. The prisoners after the camp had 2 ways, either death or going free with a mutilated body and health undermined for the rest of their lives. The next episode of Vera's life is even more interesting. A month after her release, she is again arrested on charges of organizing the escape of captured officers. She was sent to Ravensbrück, the most brutal death camp where women were housed. From the very beginning, Vera Salvequart had patrons who allowed her to work in her specialty. In fact, she went from being a prisoner to being a warden. Now her main desire was to serve her superiors. To gain approval from above, she treated prisoners worse than the SS Germans. She sent thousands of women to the gas chambers, drew up death certificates, took away gold crowns from the dead. The girl's zeal allowed her to change a dirty, cold barracks for a warm room and receive decent food. Details of her work were revealed later during the Nuremberg trials, where she found herself in the dock. Vera said that she had saved the lives of prisoners and even saved a small child from the crematorium. The judges were distrustful of her statements. Also, incomprehension was caused by Vera's narratives about the imprisonments that had previously taken place. The defendant could not provide any evidence of her stay in 2 concentration camps. The judges of the trial concluded that the whole heroic epic was made up from beginning to end. Witnesses at the Ravensbrück camp told how everything was in reality. Vera was a full-fledged mistress in the medical barracks and killed people with the powder she was given by German medics. She told the prisoners that it was a medicine for energy, and they believed her. The warden was not surprised that people died after taking the medicine. Her actions were quite conscious. She was following the Nazis' orders. After all, it was easier to send dead people to the crematorium than alive ones. To other prisoners, Vera, out of kindness of heart, gave the shoes of prisoners who, for a long time, for the purpose of experiments, poisoned with poisons. The shoes also became poisoned, and those who accepted such a gift soon died. One of their witnesses also said that she had seen Vera Salvequart save some women. But this fact was not a mitigating factor in the sentencing. Vera herself said, "I remember the sick people were distrustful at the beginning because they thought I was taking part in this horror. I must say that in their place I would have had the same impression. I was locked up incessantly. I couldn't go anywhere alone, and all they knew about me was that I lived in a place where so many people had been killed. After reviewing the testimony and hearing the explanations of the guilty party, the judges issued a verdict. In February 1947, they found Vera Salvequart guilty of atrocious crimes against humanity and sentenced her to capital punishment by hanging. The girl fought hard for her life and appealed for clemency to the King of Britain. She, for the umpteenth time, resorted to lying and said that her lover was a British spy from whom she had stolen the schematics of the FAU-2 ballistic missile and was now ready to share them. Salvequart's request worked. She was given a reprieve. But after a time, it turned out that the facts stated in the petition were not true. Vera's lies were once again exposed, but gave her the opportunity to live for another 4 months. And on the request for clemency, the Deputy Judge General, Lord Russell, wrote, Vera Salvequart has so far made 7 absurd and inconsistent statements, 3 during the trial, 1 in her own defense, and in 2 post-trial motions. It seems clear that neither her written nor her spoken word can be relied upon. The sentence was carried out in June 1947 in the German prison of Hameln. The life of Nazi criminal Vera Salvequart lasted 28 years.